everyone, and welcome to another Fiscal Talk show. Today, I'm starting a very special series with my dear colleague Tara Nedeljkovic as we will explore one new country today. Am I right, Tara?
Yes, that is exactly right. We will be exploring Greece today. Thank you, Teodora, for having this great welcome for me, and thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Actually, you approached me telling me, hey, Theodora, we are having a new country research, and soon I will be available to talk about it on the Fiscal Talk Show. And I was really excited to hear that because, number one, it is another country in our portfolio. It is a new country with complete new research on our fiscal portal as well. And number two, this is a one of the oldest fiscal countries, almost like Italy, which we used to call mother of fiscalization. So I'm really excited to hear more about Greek fiscal law and its overview. So please, I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching us today, our dear audience, is very excited about this as well. So please, let's start. Give us a brief overview of Greek fiscal law.
Thank you, Teodora, again. So, just like you said, Greece is one of the oldest fiscal countries next to Italy. It has been fiscal since 1988, so almost 30 years, so such a long time. It has a hardware-based fiscalization system. As for the fiscalization requirements, fiscal law that is currently in force was implemented in 2012, at the end of 2012, but it had many later amendments from other regulations that were accompanying this law. Main requirements include hardware-based fiscal device certification, so each device needs to be certified in front of their parliamentary committee, their special committee. As for issuing fiscal receipts in Greece, it is obligatory that fiscal receipts are issued for every retail trade. Those fiscal receipts can be issued not only in Greek, but also in other languages, but most of the time they are issued in Greek. That is more, it is easier for the residents there and for everybody. The official currency that Greeks are using is, of course, euro. We will also talk about some of the latest changes and important novelties that are a part of this overview of Greek fiscalization. As I said, one of the major changes is that in Greek fiscal law, you would need to send data online to the tax authorities in Greece. For those data to be a part of a special My Data platform, so that is a particular tax authority system for different accounting documents that also include retail sales data. These changes relating to communication with the tax authorities and to data exchange required that many of the fiscal devices needed to be upgraded.
But Tara, if I may add, we can see this as a trend. More and more countries that are fiscal already establishing this communication with fiscal authorities. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Many of the countries are now starting to have or already have online communication and communication that is happening in real time as transactions are being done or in a short time frames after the transactions are completed. And the Greece is following that steps from the countries in a close area and most of the fiscal countries now. Also, from 2020, another relevant change has occurred in Greece, and that is the introduction of the QR code on the fiscal receipts. And this obligation also required many of the fiscal devices to be upgraded. Some of them could not be used anymore, and there were also many new devices on the market, but all of them needed to comply to this new requirement. Thus, documents issued from those fiscal receipts and other documents issued from the fiscal printers and electronic cash registers need to have the QR code. As for the devices that can be used in Greece, there are many types of devices, so to say, that are also known in Greece by the term electronic tax mechanisms. And some of them that are mostly used are, of course, electronic cash registers and fiscal printers. What is important for our customers to know is that in retail, those two are the ones that are mostly used. Um, those two. And also, the fiscal receipt must be printed from the electronic fiscal device, but some other documents can be printed as well from both ECR and the fiscal printer, and that would be, one of them would be simplified invoice. So that is also important to understand about Greece. And other relevant things are that fiscal data have to be always uploaded to the fiscal authority server, and that is done by the fiscal device itself, so the fiscal printer or the electronic cash register. Fiscal printer must be a certified solution that is able to do such thing, and that can automatically send the relevant data to the tax authorities. As for the tax authorities in Greece, the relevant fiscal authority is called the Independent Authority for Public Revenue, and it was established a few years ago as a new tax authority system. As for the data transfer and communication with the tax authorities, as I said, it needs to be an online communication channel. It happens in real time, and time frames in which the data are sent can range depending on the commands that are sent from the tax authorities. And these time frames can be from 1 minute and from the moment that the transaction happened up to 1 day. So there cannot be a longer time period than 1 day, which is similar to issuing of the SAT reports, daily reports. As for some of other important elements of the fiscal devices in connection to the tax authorities, fiscal devices in Greece have the ability to automatically synchronize the time with the time of the information system of the tax authorities that is placed on their server. Also, there are many different fiscal and non-fiscal documents that can be printed by the fiscal printer. Some of other important information would be that the obligator of fiscalization needs to declare the start of use of his fiscal device to the tax authorities prior to its usage. If he doesn't do so, he would be he would possibly get some fines and have problems with his work. So there are some other regulations that explain what are the requirements that each obligator of fiscalization needs to do before he starts to fiscalize.
From the great information, Tara, thank you. From all that you've told me, it seems that fiscalization in Greece is a bit complex, especially because of these fiscal printers, because whenever we have them, there's a certain type of process we need to follow. And in this case, I can see that that is definitely the truth. So when the retailers need to comply with this law, it is definitely a little bit more complicated process than it may be some other fiscalizations that are online. Am I right?
Yes, you're exactly right. Yes. One of the things that makes it more complex is the obligatory hardware fiscal device. Also, that it is kind of in this transition phase, so it has some elements with that online communication that are more fluid, but also they need to be strict in certain way and have many different regulations to comply with because of the fiscal device. Because the fiscal device is a hardware device, it needs to have some elements that are, how can I say, hard to connect to that online system. So it's kind of a mixture of different elements. And because of that, and because of this transition period, it is quite complex to handle and needs to be followed all the time, all the changes that happen.
That is great. Why we have you, because you're on top of everything, and it was really great to talk to you today. I would add one more thing that is also adding to this complexity of Greek fiscal law, and that is certification. But we will not talk about it today. We will continue in one of the next episodes of our Fiscal Talk. So everyone who needs more information about it can watch the whole episode and get all the details and important information from you. So Tara, thank you very much for being our guest today. To everyone who is watching us, you're welcome. To everyone who is watching us, I am sure this was very useful for you. Definitely comment below and ask us a question on this topic or maybe some other fiscalization topics, because we're here to help you have an excellent fiscalization process. Until next time and next episode about Greek fiscal law, we wish you a great day. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.